Hey guys, welcome back. Today I just want to do a quick tip on how to mark your steps. Now this is not going to be this big all-encompassing instructional video. I just wanted to give you some quick little pointers on marking your steps. Okay, so here are the things that you should probably have when you're marking your steps. Now, if you're wearing spikes, you can use your tennis shoes. I would recommend keeping those off the runway so someone doesn't trip over them. But you can use your shoes to mark your steps. You can use athletic tape to mark your steps. Now, I would highly recommend that when you mark your steps on the runway with any sort of athletic tape, of course, it can't be wet and rainy outside when you do it, but uh, use the tape to make a unique pattern, something that you can see out of the corner of your eye so that you know that those are your steps. Sometimes you'll see a runway and you'll see, a whole bunch of stripes along the side and you don't know which one is yours. So make a unique pattern that you're going to recognize easily. Now for me, I always come out to practice and I have a bunch of athletic cones. So I use this for a lot of different things. So when you mark your steps, I like to use these ones. These ones are very big and obvious. I like to start off by knowing where the end of my throw is going to be. So I know that I want a two-step recovery on my throw. So if I want two-step recovery, then I go to the foul line and I take my 2 steps. 1, 2. Okay? That means I need to be releasing the throw from here. Okay? So that when I release, I've got my 1 and 2 steps before I hit that foul line. So that's the first thing. Know where you're going to end up, take those 2-step recovery, if that's how many steps that you take as a recovery. And then know here, this is where I'm going to throw. And then crossover. Crossover is that 3-step. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 more steps. Okay, there's my 3 steps. So now I'm going to hit my crossover from this area. This is the most important part for me. In fact, this is where I'm going to mark, because my first mark, because the crossover, if you know that you're not going to hit your crossover in the right spot, then it's very possible that you're going to be too far over that line or you're not going to be close enough to it. So I always mark where my crossover is going to be. So this is my crossover. So I'm going to hit that with 1 cone. All right, so I know that I'm going to hit my crossover from this point here. All right, so that looks like this. Cross, throw, and here's my 2-step recovery. Okay. Now, as I add more speed, this might have to be adjusted, but for now, this is where I'm going to hit my crossover from. Okay, so now if I know that I want to do, let's say, a 5-step, I'm just going to take 2 more steps back. If I want to do a 7-step, right, I'm going to take 4 more steps back. Everything is done in increments of 2. I know for me, if I want to do a 7-step, I'm not doing a full approach, then I'm going to take those 4 steps back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I can mark it. Now if I want to take a full approach, for me, I'm going to have to figure out what the rhythm of that is. I don't know how many steps everyone takes. I'm looking for general checkpoints as I go along. For me, my withdrawal point is right near that 7-step point. So, in fact, I might take 2 more strides back. So now I'm at a 9-step. Right at that 9, that's where I'm going to start withdrawing the javelin. From here, I just want to start off with something simple. So I'm going to stay with that 7-step approach. So I'll start up from here. Just about right. Now, along the way, if your steps are a little bit off, I just do single stride adjustments. So this one looks about right, but if I wanted to extend it, I needed more room, I just take a single stride and adjust my steps. Okay, so you don't have to overcomplicate it by redoing everything, but go back, make those little adjustments as needed. Okay, I just want to show you one more method of marking steps, and I don't like this one nearly as much because not everyone is going to do this the same way. Marking off with stride lengths, that's a little bit more consistent for you as an individual. But the other method is to use a javelin. So normally, if I were to mark my steps, I'm going to do 2 javelin lengths from the end of the runway here. So there's 1, and there's 2. In fact, that's exactly where my cone has been marked. So from here, I just mark that. Okay, that's exactly where my crossover is going to be. Now, from here, I go 2 more strides, or 2 more javelin lengths, 1 and 2. In fact, it is pretty dang close to the other cone. So that's going to be my 7-step throw. Now, the reason I say this is not the best method is just that, a javelin length is one standard length. For us, we're all built a little bit differently. I'm just about 6 feet tall, so my stride length is going to be a certain comfortable stride length. Where a shorter athlete or a much taller athlete, the same number of stride lengths, but the stride lengths are going to be different in length. Now, to do a full approach is a lot more complicated, and I'm going to cover that on a different video because for this one, most of the beginners, we're just looking for, quickly marking your steps so that you can actually get into your throwing session. Okay, I am done here. So if you would like to make some comments, put them on below. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. And until I see you next time, have fun and throw far.